Mr. Mayor, on the Central London issue, did you consult with disabled groups prior to the announcement of the car-free day on Oxford Street for more than an hour before the issuing of your press release?
Which the question is about congestion charge. I've not got the answer to that particular question, but I can go away and get the answer, and somebody can respond to the member.
Well, I can almost answer it for you. You didn't. Can you remember talking to any amenity groups or residents' associations prior to the announcement of the car-free day?
I mean, Chair, I'm more than happy to answer these questions, but all the member's got to do is ask the question in writing, and I'll get a briefing and stuff. I mean, there's no surprises here. You know, the question I'm asked about is about the cleaner vehicle discount. The member's got legitimate questions about Oxford Street.
Mr. Mayor, this is a big thing for you.
I can write to the member after.
The car-free day is a big thing for you, and you promised when you were establishing the MDC that you would engage with residents and Londoners, and there would be ongoing stakeholder engagement activities before and after the establishment of the MDC. That doesn't seem to have happened in this case, when neither amenity groups, councillors, taxi organisations, Westminster Council themselves, maybe Assembly Member Small Edwards had some idea that it was going to happen an hour before it was announced, but all the others, there was nothing. Is this the kind of level of consultation that we can expect from the MDC?
Well, I can answer the general point, Chair, without answering the specific point, which is he's aware that the powers and responsibilities of a Mayoral Development Corporation, which is what an MDC is set out in statute. I'm also quite clear that our plans to pedestrianise Oxford Street are well received. More than 7 out of 10 who responded are in favour of our plans.
This is not what I'm talking about.
On Sunday the 21st September, for one day only, in advance of that street being pedestrianised, hopefully, we will have a taster of what that will involve. And I'm sure the team responsible for organising the 21st September will have engaged with.
I look forward to communication from you, Mr. Mayor, about how much consultation took place, because I know the Liberal Democrat and Green groups, and indeed the Labour group, were hoodwinked into supporting the MDC on the basis that consultation would be next level. And in this example, there has been none whatsoever. Will you improve upon the consultation processes when the MDC comes into operation?
I'm astonished, Chair, when a member claims to care about an issue, can't be bothered to write a question so I can get a briefing to answer. If he cared so much, why don't ask the question in writing?
Mr. Mayor, like Westminster City Council, I had bloody no notice of whether or not this was going to be introduced, and that's why I've raised it now. No notice whatsoever.
Chair.
No notice whatsoever. It was a surprise.
A member of his experience and longevity knows.
It was a surprise to the leader of Westminster Council to find out, for example, that a temporary management order has been put in to do it. Westminster Council themselves didn't know about the temporary management order until the last minute, and this is an example of consultation going forward. You've got to do better, Mr. Mayor.
Chair, I think we can see that the race to be the next Conservative mayoral candidate has begun. And Boff's in the lead at the moment, raising issues that may matter to members of the Conservative Party in Westminster.
We're going to move on. So the Conservatives have withdrawn their question on keeping Londoners safe.
Interesting. Sorry, Chair.
Mr. Mayor,
can you repeat what you said?
Because you're doing exactly what the others
have withdrawn
are doing.
their interest in keeping Londoners safe.
If you want to give me extra time, believe you me, I've got loads of questions. Not that you would answer them anyway.
Calm down, everybody. Please calm down, everybody.
They give it up.
I'm now going to also alert you to...
Alex, you're the real opposition here now.
You to another
you're the real opposition here.
Sorry, Chair, the Mayor is just turning his mic on and talking over you and everyone else, and you rebuked Assembly members.
This is the former leader speaking now.
I did rebuke before I moved on, and I'm trying to move on with the meeting. Right, so, the next...
In a questioning session at the London Assembly, Mayor Sadiq Khan faced sharp criticism over the plan to hold a car-free day on Oxford Street. The event, scheduled for September 21, was presented as a trial run ahead of a longer-term plan to pedestrianize the city's most famous shopping street. Opposition members argued this violated the promises made when creating the Mayoral Development Corporation, which was meant to guarantee a higher level of consultation. Khan, however, sidestepped the specifics, pointing instead to statutory powers, strong public support, and the event's limited scope. His refusal to address the consultation gap, coupled with his attacks on the Conservatives' motives, further inflamed the debate. The episode underscores a tension between policy ambition and process credibility. While public support may shield Khan in the short term, the lack of transparency risks eroding trust. Politically, it opens a clear line of attack for the opposition ahead of the next mayoral contest, making stakeholder engagement a potential vulnerability in his leadership record.
What changes from here?
Well, I mean, it changes a lot domestically. I mean, I think in the real world, what does it change? Hamas feel emboldened. That's troubling. I feel like families of hostages who are out there have also come out and condemned this decision by Keir Starmer in the UK. But I take your point. Like, in many ways, it is that kind of geopolitical posturing that a lot of people get tired with. But it does speak to a Prime Minister who, at this moment in time, is willing to make these huge decisions, rightly or wrongly, depending on your belief system, that is very much based on the internal politics of his party. Like that's ultimately, we can talk about the Middle East, we can talk about the rights and wrongs of the decision, but it's ultimately about his place within the Labour Party and the pressure he's under.
And isn't it also, though, it's not just about his place in the Labour Party, but it's also about people who vote for the Labour Party. It's actually about the voters as well. Yeah,
he's got it coming in from all sides. I think it's fair enough that the Trump visit went really, really well for Keir Starmer, and that would have been a real kind of reprieve for him under what was becoming increasingly difficult pressure for him after Mandelson and Angela Rayner. But he is still, his party is fragmenting in many ways, and this is one of the issues that absolutely cuts to the heart of that. And it's potentially a stay of execution for Starmer, and he's kind of, it's appeasement, and some people say it's appeasement of Hamas. But in terms of the politics here in this country, people will say it's the appeasement of the left and his party as well.
Keir Starmer's decision is less about Middle East policy than about his fight for survival within a divided Labour Party. While critics warn it emboldens Hamas, and even hostage families condemn it, the move is widely seen as political appeasement, either of Hamas abroad or Labour's left at home. Though Trump's visit briefly offered him relief, the episode highlights Starmer's vulnerability and the deep fractures threatening his leadership. If you believe in this work, you already know how to stand with us. Subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and if you've stayed with me to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments to show you're part of this fight. Because we're not stopping, we're not surrendering, and neither can you. Keep pushing, keep speaking out. Do not let them shut you down. And with that, I'll see you next time.